My name is Ava. I am 26 years old. I live in a small city where nothing exciting ever happens. I work as a graphic designer at a small company. Life was simple, quiet, and honestly, a little boring. I spent my weekends reading books or watching movies alone. I often dreamed of finding someone who would truly understand me. Everything changed when I met Noah. I still remember that day clearly. It was my friend Lily's birthday party. The place was crowded, loud music was playing, and I wasn't in the mood to stay long. But then, I saw him. Noah. He was standing across the room, talking to a group of friends. He caught me staring and smiled. I looked away quickly, but a few minutes later, he walked up to me. "Hi," he said, with that confident but warm smile. "Hi," I replied, shyly. We talked that night for hours. About music, movies, dreams, everything. It felt like we had known each other forever. When the party ended, he asked, "Can I have your number?" I hesitated for a second but then gave it to him. The next morning, Noah texted me, "Good morning, Ava. Can I see you today?" From that day forward, we saw each other almost every day. He would pick me up from work, and we would go for long drives, eat ice cream by the beach, sit in the car for hours just talking about life. He would surprise me with flowers, little gifts, and sometimes just show up outside my office to take me for lunch. I had never felt so loved. After a few months, he held my hand one evening and said, "Ava, I want you in my life forever. You are the best thing that ever happened to me." I believed every word. Our relationship lasted for 3 beautiful years. Yes, we had small arguments, but we always made up. I trusted him completely. He was my safe place, my best friend, my world. One evening, Noah told me he was working late, so I decided to surprise him with his favorite dinner. I went to his apartment and waited. His phone was on the table, and it kept buzzing. At first, I ignored it, but it wouldn't stop. Something inside me told me to look. I wish I hadn't. When I unlocked his phone, I saw messages from another girl. She wrote, "Last night was amazing. I can't wait to see you again." And Noah replied, "I miss you already, baby." My hand started shaking. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I read more messages, each one breaking me a little more. When Noah came home, I was sitting there, holding his phone. He froze when he saw my face. "Who is she, Noah?" I asked, my voice breaking. At first, he lied. "It's not what you think, Ava." But when I showed him the messages, he went silent. Finally, he said, "I didn't mean to hurt you. I still love you, Ava. Please forgive me." I cried all night. I begged him to tell me it was a mistake, that he would never do it again. But deep down, I knew the trust was gone. The next morning, I packed my things and left. Noah begged me to stay, held my hand, even cried. But I couldn't. Love without trust is like a house without a foundation. It will collapse. The next few months were the hardest of my life. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't look at couples without feeling pain. Every place reminded me of him, the cafe where we first kissed, the park where he told me he loved me, the road where we used to drive together at night. Sometimes, I wanted to call him. Sometimes, I wanted to run back into his arms. But every time, I remembered those messages. And I stayed strong. Noah didn't stop trying. He sent me flowers, long messages, even came to my house once with tears in his eyes, begging for a second chance. My heart wanted to forgive him, but my mind reminded me of the pain. Slowly, I started focusing on myself. I joined a gym, started reading again, learned cooking, and even took a solo trip to another city just to clear my mind. I met old friends, laughed again, and for the first time in months, I looked in the mirror and smiled. I was becoming Ava again. Stronger. Wiser. Happier. 6 months later, I ran into Noah at a cafe. He looked surprised to see me. "Ava," he said softly, "you look different." "I feel different," I replied, smiling. He asked if we could talk, and I agreed. "Ava," he said, "I miss you. I regret everything I did. I think about you every day. Please, give me one more chance. I promise I will never hurt you again." For a moment, I looked at him and remembered everything, the good times, the laughter, the way he used to hold my hand. A part of me still loved him. But I also remembered the pain, the sleepless nights, the tears on my pillow. "Noah," I said gently, "I miss the girl I used to be when I was with you. But I've found someone better now." "Who?" he asked, confused. "Myself," I said, smiling. And then, I stood up and walked away. This time, I didn't cry. This time, I felt free. Love is beautiful, but trust is everything. If someone breaks your trust, it is okay to let them go. Sometimes, heartbreak teaches you who you really are. And sometimes, the most powerful love story is the one you have with yourself. If you liked this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.